They told you the story of Jesus, but they did not tell you the truth of his mission. His words were never meant to build empires. He did not come to sell salvation or to create rituals that chained men to priests. No, his voice rose like thunder in the deserts of Judea, calling broken souls to worship God alone. His message was pure, dangerous to the powerful, and liberating to the poor. He taught humility, sincerity, and absolute devotion to the Creator. He stood face to face with corrupt leaders and said, "Your rituals are empty if your hearts are corrupt." He touched the sick when no one else would. He fed the hungry when others turned away, and he lifted the broken when the world cast them aside. And he did it not to be worshipped himself, but to guide people back to the one who sent him. But look at the world today. Look closely. Do you see his message alive, or do you see its shadow? Instead of simplicity, we see golden cathedrals dripping with wealth while beggars freeze on the church steps. Instead of humility, we see preachers turning his words into a business, selling miracles for money, turning hope into profit. Instead of unity, we see hundreds of denominations, Catholics, Protestants, Orthodox, each fighting for supremacy over doctrines Jesus never spoke. And instead of worshiping God, millions have shifted their devotion to worshiping Jesus himself, something he never once commanded. When Jesus walked this earth, he prayed to God. He fell on his face in submission, just as the prophets before him. He never said, "Worship me." He said, "My Father is greater than I." He pointed upward, not inward, always directing hearts to the Creator. But centuries later, councils of men, politicians, emperors, priests, redefined his mission. They turned him into the centerpiece of worship, burying his true message under layers of tradition, power, and empire. The Roman state took his name and made it a weapon of control, and faith became authority, revelation became ritual, and truth became power. Now imagine, just imagine, Jesus walking into a megachurch today. Would he smile or would he weep? Would he see his true followers? Or would he see flashing lights, celebrity pastors in designer suits, and congregations clapping for shows that have nothing to do with God? Would he see love of neighbor or endless division and argument? Would he see surrender to God or worship of images, rituals, and dogmas that have nothing to do with him? This truth is heavy, but it cannot be ignored. The real teaching of Jesus was not empire, it was not wealth, it was not division. He taught worship of God alone, compassion for the poor, justice for the oppressed, and sincerity in faith. But today, too many follow a religion built by men, shaped by councils, and enforced by tradition, not the raw fire of his words. The greatest betrayal is not denying Jesus. The greatest betrayal is twisting his message until it no longer belongs to him at all. And so I ask you, not as a preacher, not as a critic, but as one soul speaking to another, if you claim to follow Jesus, are you following what he truly taught, or what men built in his name? The answer to that question will decide whether you are honoring him or betraying him.